Today we are going back to my furniture making roots. Listen, I know that I pride myself on being a DIY, renovating, homemaking machine. But when I started my small business, I actually started it by building custom woodworking pieces for people to love and cherish and to pass on to future generations. Since I renovated my office last summer, I have been talking about building myself a custom desk of my dreams, one that I could have forever and I can pass on to future generations of people in my life. And in researching different slabs to use for this build, I came across the most gorgeous slab online that someone was going to throw in the trash. Here's the thing, it was broken and he didn't really want to sell it. It's like missing a piece here or there. And instead I am turning this broken slab that almost went in the trash into the desk of my dreams. Now I am serious about making a cool piece that I want to last, and I want something that I can keep forever. So to make sure this thing is legit, I'm calling in help from an actual Emmy award-winning superstar woodworker. No, I'm not exaggerating. The dude literally has an Emmy, and he's gonna come to my shop and he is gonna school me on furniture making and teach me some really cool things that I can implement in my own workshop on future builds. But here's the catch. He's not getting here until this weekend, and today is Tuesday, and I promised him that I would have a desktop ready for him by the time he arrived. So you know what that means, friends. Let's get started. I am so excited. Friends, I legitimately don't know how to prepare you for this video other than to say buckle up, because it's about to be a wild ride. Once my friend arrives, it's chaos. It's a miracle we got anything done while working together. I'm such an idiot. I mean, look at me. It's a miracle I even get anything done working by myself, let alone with a friend, so get ready. So before I put together this resin mold, I actually want to start laying out my slab pieces because I want to get a good idea of how this is going to be laid out before the walls go up, and I want to be able to basically just drop these slabs in tomorrow morning and pour some epoxy and be done. So let's get these slabs cut. I'm really nervous to cut them out because like, what do I want? Let's get this laid out, see what it looks like, and then once I'm comfortable with the layout, we can put together the resin mold, and tomorrow we can pour some resin. I'm laying out these pieces and they are very thick. These right now are sitting at about 2.5 inches thick. I don't need a 2.5 inch thick desktop. Doesn't make any sense. I have a local friend who's also a woodworker who has a much bigger shop than I do, and he has a very big bandsaw. If you end up finding a slab like this at a lumberyard or a distributor, they're sometimes able to sand them down or thin them out for you, depending on where you get them. Let's go visit my friend Erik and borrow his bandsaw. Yay for woodworking, friends, woo! I phoned a friend. This is my friend Erik. This is his bandsaw. This is his gigantic shop, and we are gonna be cutting these on his bandsaw. Let's do it. Quick shout out to my buddy Erik for letting me use his bandsaw and his jointer in his shop. Super helpful. This is why you need woodworking friends. I was literally able to cut these things down in less than an hour and get them back to my shop for the pour. Like butter. Okay, back. We have some options now, but here's the thing. It's gonna get dark out and I wanna call it a day. I am going to finish my day off by finishing the mold that I started making earlier. That way it can dry overnight, and then tomorrow I will finalize the layout and we can pour some resin. Jumping in for a second, if you're interested in learning how to make custom resin molds like this one, I will link a couple of videos about it below this video, but for now we are going to just breeze through the process in this one. I am gonna let this dry overnight, and then tomorrow we pour resin. See you tomorrow, friends. Bye! I got all the pieces cut yesterday in Erik's shop. Shout out to Erik, very helpful, thank you very much. All I have left to do before we can get to resin pouring is debark any of the leftover bark that's on these slabs. Once that's done, we're gonna come back in here, we're going to clean out this resin mold, get it prepped, and then we're gonna pour some resin. I'm really nervous because I've never actually used mold release before. I've only ever used tape. And of all the times to use it, nothing like a collab, right? Let's see how this goes. So because I am tight on time for this portion of the project, I wanted to do this as quickly as possible, which meant pouring as much epoxy as possible in one pour. Let's call that a layout. Time to pour some epoxy. So to do this, I am using Total Boat's Fathom Thick Set Epoxy. Shout out to Total Boat for being the coolest partner ever and letting me work with the coolest products. Like I mentioned earlier, I am breezing through this part of the project, so if you're interested in resin pouring tutorials, I will link all of the videos I have on my channel below this one, so you can pour some resin in your own shop or garage or house or wherever you make things come to life in your own place. All right, friends. Epoxy's poured. I should be able to come back in about 36 hours and do like a little top coat there. That's great, because in 48 hours, this guy will be ready to demold, which is great because my Emmy Award winning guest is gonna be here. Wish me luck. I'm not gonna lie, friends, 36 hours later, I was getting a little nervous that this tabletop was not gonna be done for my guest, but I poured that last pour, crossed my fingers, and hoped for the best. Because whether I liked it or not, my friend was gonna be here the next day, and this tabletop, it has to get done. It just has to. All right, friends, that's it. See you when this is cured, which means my friend will be here. Bye. All right, table should be cured, which means that
I'm trying to do things over
Emmy
here.
Award-winning Netflix superstar Erik Curtis is in my shop.
Whose shop? I thought I was at my shop.
All right, let's get to work. Let's go. You look so stoic. All right, friends. Wow, I feel really short next to you, actually.
You're welcome.
Okay, so for those of you who don't know Erik, how do you not know Erik? Go turn on Netflix. The dude's face is
It's not really on Netflix anymore.
Before he was an A-list superstar.
I'm D-list at best.
That's also pretty generous. You might remember him because we've collabed before.
We did collab some years ago.
Wow.
Are you my oldest social media friend?
Yes, I think so. But Erik is here on the stipulation that we're not hand cutting any dovetails.
We're gonna dovetail some epoxy together.
No, Erik! No. Anyway, the only promise I made to Erik was that I was gonna have this desktop done by the time he got here, and it looks great. What I didn't tell Erik is that I decided to try a new technique.
You never try a new thing when you're on a deadline, Sam.
Yeah, this is my first time using mold release, so let's see if this thing actually comes out of the mold.
I hate you.
You love me. The other thing that I didn't tell Erik is that he's here to make a cabinet to go along with this desktop.
Jesus Christ.
But I have no plan, so we're just gonna wing it. How bad could it be?
This woman took 3 days to cut some dovetails. How bad could it be? It's gonna be great.
Okay, wait, this is gonna be the moment of truth because if one side comes off, it's not looking promising. So welcome to the Sam and Erik show where everything is made up and the points don't matter.
Meant to do that.
I actually wish I could tell you that we get our act together at some point during this project, but you know, at the end of the day, it's time with friends that matters most anyway, am I right? Okay, this is the part where I tell Erik to not judge me by the way my chisels look.
That's not bad. This is not a woodworking chisel. This is a carpentry chisel.
Yeah.
Oh, dude.
Did it pop? Yeah!
So now we have to figure out the game plan for the cabinet.
One thing that we thought would be really fun is to kind of plan this cabinet on the whim. A lot of times people ask about my design process. This is it, friends. Sitting with a piece of paper, talking through the build, drawing some stuff. Erik and I kind of crushed it, I'm not gonna lie. I feel like we designed a pretty solid looking cabinet and some super official woodworking plans, which, you know, if you already follow me, means a bunch of chicken scratch.
If we have our epoxy top over here, we've got our computer screen.
This is my desktop. The screen is here, my keyboard's here, and I'm a left-handed mouse user anyway, so.
You're a sociopath is what you are.
So well.
What's our length on that piece?
45.
45, okay. What's the thickness of that slab?
Exactly 1.5 inches.
Exactly 1.5 inches. My Foley work is amazing.
It's beautiful.
We can sell these plants on Sam's website if you go check them out. It's just going to be that. Yeah. And every artist signs his work.
Oh my. That's it.
Say that.
Don't tell Eric, but so my eBay is DIY Huntress, and I'm gonna be starting the bid at least 6 cents for this.
Don't tell Sam, but when we do the skin coat for the epoxy, I'm actually gonna epoxy this to the underside.
I think this will look so cool.
Let's do this!
Let's get started, friends! There were a couple of things that we kept in mind when building this cabinet. One, we wanted to build something in 2 days because this collab was supposed to be 2 days. Spoiler alert, it was more than 2 days because we were too busy talking and catching up and hanging out. But we also wanted to build something that would challenge my skills a little bit using the tools I already have in my workshop, which was really cool because I picked up a lot of, powerful wisdom and tips and tricks from Erik that are kind of like this one.
Tip number 4, make sure when you're cutting your biscuits into your carcass that you do so directly on top of your work surface. That's absolutely going to be the show face, because that way if anybody does anything stupid and anything goes wrong, you'll always have that as a reminder for humility.
Eric, can you double check to make sure you didn't just cut biscuits into my epoxy?
As the great American philosopher George Michael once said, you gotta have faith. I feel like maybe he's British.
This is where we decide if we're confident or not. I'm feeling like I want to test the waters. This is like something I would sit at.
This looks like something I would sit at. All right, I'm gonna pull measurements for here, and I will cut the 3 sets of drawers. We're gonna have a door here. Yeah. And a drawer here. Yeah.
If you want to do that, I could start making the drawer box.
Oh, the drawer. Well, I was gonna say the other thing you can do is start edge banding everything.
Did you hear what this guy just said? He just told me that he's gonna cut all the pieces and I gotta do the edge banding.
This is what happens when we didn't have the edge banding before we cut the pieces.
You're a guest in my home, I'll do all the edge banding. The only time I use an iron is on woodworking projects. So if you can't tell already, we are just flying through this project on my channel, and there is a reason for that. And the reason is because I would love for you to go to Erik's channel and check out his side of this collab, because he is going to be sharing some tips and tricks for building cabinets on his channel. Side note, he is so close to hitting 100,000 subs, so let's rally together. Let's help him hit that goal. Let's do it. And speaking of goals, by the way, our only goal was to get this thing dry fit together on day 1. And yeah, we totally got it done. Friends, as you can see, it is dark outside, which means we've basically gotten something done.
We've gotten a lot of things done.
So we are dry fitting all of our pieces together right now.
Absolutely.
Yeah, to make sure that they are actually going to fit together. And then tomorrow we're gonna actually glue it up.
Rome was not built in a day, nor was a cabinet, okay? Gorgeous.
We'll be back tomorrow to glue this up and to finish up the tabletop. Say bye.
Nighty-night.
Bye, friends. Morning, friends. Okay, Erik and I said that we were gonna get started at 9 a.m. It's 10 a.m. Have we gotten started yet?
Absolutely. We started drinking coffee. We started eating breakfast. We almost have a thing ready to go.
And we started hanging out with that guy there. Hey. Dad came by to visit with his car. He said I could borrow it for the day.
Yeah, we were gonna take it down to the beach, right?
Yeah, we're gonna go. AKA, this desk is definitely not getting done today. We did a dry fit yesterday. It's looking good. We're gonna sand, glue this puppy up.
Absolutely.
And then we'll figure it out from there.
And then we'll go.
It's gonna be great. Ready to sand?
Hey guys, it's time to get started. Let's make it something.
Oh my God, Sam, you grew so much facial hair. Erik said at 10 a.m. that in 1 hour we would have this thing glued up.
I'll stand by it.
It is now 12:42 p.m.
What time did I say that?
At 10 o'clock.
At 10 o'clock in the morning. This is YouTube. It is now 10:45.
What a dirty liar.
Interesting. It does smell different.
What does that mean? Are you putting glue perfume on?
So our game plan, glue the edges of the shelves. We will glue the biscuits. Then we will get the uprights in place, drop them in, clamp them horizontally, make sure everything is square, clamp them vertically.
These are our super official corner clamps because Sam doesn't have corner clamps in her workshop because why would she?
You know what? They get the job done.
Well, we had some lofty goals for day 2, which included gluing up the entire cabinet, making drawer boxes, making a cabinet door, making a drawer cabinet, finishing up the tabletop, and attaching the tabletop to the desk in my office space, which is a fully reasonable to-do list for 2 people to tackle in one day if your names are not Sam, Ramondi, and Erik Curtis. Hey friends. So, when we're doing glue ups, you're like in the zone because it gets a little stressful because if the glue sets up before you're done, you're honestly screwed. Erik's video is gonna have a lot of tips about how to manage big projects like this and how to build cabinets and do it the right way. So please go to his channel and check it out because we're just breezing through this one on my channel. So all jokes aside about not being on schedule for this build, we were not on schedule for this build, and I definitely did not think that we were gonna get this done by the end of the day. So there we have it. But what I will say is building with friends is so much fun. We really did have a blast, and we did manage to get this thing glued up on day 2 like we wanted to. We have a cabinet! Yay! Cabinet is glued up. We just, at this point, have to do a cabinet door and a drawer.
Absolutely.
The top is almost done. We're gonna do epoxy on it. Really, honestly, it's just legs, a cabinet, and a drawer,
That's
right?
it.
If I made a bet 2 days ago, I'd be like, we're not finishing this.
No, here's the arc that happened. This is very uncomfortable. 2 days ago, she would have been like, we're absolutely finishing it.
That is true.
Yesterday, she would have been like, I don't know if we're gonna finish it. There's no chance we're gonna finish it. And now we've come the full creative circle back to, we're absolutely gonna finish it.
Yeah.
I think, yeah.
Thought we were fine until Erik just shoved his whole body.
I feel, you know what, this feels good. I think it's time to make a door and a drawer now.
5 minutes later.
So remember how we're on day 2 of a 2-day build and we were like, we're so far behind schedule. We should definitely get things done. Well, we're getting tacos instead.
Priorities.
Because priorities. We might not get this build done.
We're gonna get it
This
done.
might be
It's gonna be great.
This might be the first collab where we don't get it built done.
It's gonna be fine.
1 hour later.
I love pocket holes. Oh, another hole in the drawer box, baby.
You heard it. You heard him sing it. You heard him sing it. You all know how much I love pocket holes, but the goal was originally to maybe not use them in this project, but it was crunch time and I convinced Erik to use pocket holes. So that is a W for your girl. But anyway, what we did here is we divided and conquered. I started drilling the holes in the drawer box, making the drawer box. Erik then started finishing up the cabinet door and the cabinet drawer, and then we were able to round out the night by doing a final epoxy pour on the tabletop. While I pour epoxy, this guy's just snacking.
Priorities, man. Oh, yeah.
For the guy who doesn't like epoxy pours.
I like a good finish shot, though. I'm getting handsy now.
They're hands.
I like how these gloves are falling off your hands.
They don't make these in toddler size. Quick sidebar, as we round out day 2, there was a lot of footage that did not make the cut of Erik and I just being stupid. So if you are interested, go check out our Patreon accounts. We'll be posting a little fun supercut of all of the things that didn't make this video, so you can just see all of the shenanigans.
All right, that's day 1 in the books.
Do not let him trick you. There is no YouTube magic here. This is day 2 of what was supposed to be day 2, so we'll see you on day 3 of 2 tomorrow.
See you guys on day 2.
Bye! Morning, friends. Welcome back to day 3 of this 2-day collaboration.
I feel good about it.
I feel great. I think today's the day. Today's the day we're gonna get it done.
100%. We're at 150% overtime right now.
We have the cabinet there, all glued up, ready to roll. We tried to pour an epoxy coat on this tabletop yesterday, but let me show you something, hold on. We got some bubbles. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna spend time this morning sanding this. Eric is gonna spend time working on that.
I'm gonna get it did.
And we're gonna do it.
It's gonna be great.
It's gonna be great. We've been saying that for
Hey,
2 days.
it's just, this is bonus friendship now.
You know what though? We've been saying this for 2 days, but today's the day it is really gonna be great.
Every day's a great day when you wake up.
I love that. So I know we're calling this day 3, but realistically, Eric had a class to teach in the city in the afternoon, so we only had half a day. But luckily, this was the most productive we had been all weekend. We got a handle! Woo! What an angle I chose.
Looks good, feels good? Something like that.
Can't say your nostrils are looking great. But for real, we powered through. We got the drawer installed. We got the top sanded down and sealed. We got the cabinet moved upstairs into the office, which was all good news. But unfortunately, the bad news is at this point, I had to say bye to my friend, which really sucked. All right, friends. Desktop is drying. Cabinet's upstairs. Eric was supposed to be here for 2 days. We got him for 3.
We got in 2.5, and it's just bonus friend time. I stand by
It is bonus friend time. But that does mean he does have to leave.
It is time.
Well, it's gonna be real boring to work by myself, that's for sure.
You can come to Philly anytime you want, and we can build a thing down there.
Okay. If this collab did not scare you away, and you would like to see us collab again,
Leave a comment.
let us know in the comments
Make
below.
it happen.
Make it happen. All right, we're gonna kick him out of my shop,
Later,
and I'm
friends.
gonna show you how good this desk is gonna look. Bye! I'm gonna be real with you, finishing installing this desk by myself really sucked, but you know what doesn't suck? This desk doesn't suck. There were some moments there I didn't think we'd get it done, but we did. And you know what the best part about it is? I got to make it with one of my friends, and I get to keep it forever and be like, yeah, me and Eric made this desk together and it looks rad. Moral of the story is build cool things with your friends because it makes for not just the coolest playdate ever, but pretty much the coolest projects ever as well. I cannot thank Eric enough for taking a 2.5 to 3 day weekend to come hang out with me and build a really cool desk for my office space that I'm going to keep and cherish forever and ever and ever. It is so rad, and it's probably gonna be worth $1 million one day because this dude is gonna be an A-list celebrity like basically tomorrow. In fact, he had a show come out yesterday, so after you watch him on Netflix, also watch him on the CW and just have a full Erik binging day. You are welcome. But anyway, friends, thank you so much for hanging out with us. We hope that you enjoyed this collab as much as we did. In fact, we hope you enjoyed it at least even like a fraction of as much as we did because we had an absolute blast. Please go subscribe to Erik's channel. Let's get that dude to 100K. He is so close. And if I haven't scared you away from my channel yet, please subscribe to my channel as well. That being said, friends, lots of love to all of you. You know that I love hanging out with you on Saturdays here. I will see you soon with another project so soon. But until then, friends, happy DIYing.